Morning, everybody. It's Dr. Kenton Wakes Up. I'm Dr. Kenton. Today is Friday, February 14th, 2025. And if you're paying attention, uh, that's Valentine's Day. I don't know anything about the history of Valentine's Day, but I know it involved a guy, and the way you become a saint is usually you come to an untimely end. I think that was the case here too. Um, it's also the second day of February 10th. So, the 14th of the month, which personal management system would you like to focus on before the next 10th? And Friday is reach out to friends, set up a meeting or activity before the next 10th. So, make sure that you're keeping track of your personal management. Reminders, task management, whatever. The things that help you administer your life. Friday is ordinarily a day when I do home administrative stuff. I've got some work to do first, so I'm going to try to get that done. Um, if you want to take your sweetheart out for dinner, probably better to go out tomorrow or at some point over the weekend or maybe early next week. If it has to be on the 14th, you're going to pay a little extra for the same, or maybe a little less. Pay extra for a little less because that's how they get you. Um, yeah. So Friday the 14th, um, February. We're getting into I guess the the space between today and tomorrow is the midpoint of February. But we're gonna celebrate 10th, and we're gonna be happy about it. Um, there's really not a whole lot else that I wanted to say, um, other than to retell the anecdote of when I think I was a sophomore in college, second year student, if you're from the Commonwealth. And the guy who teaching the sociology class was a TA. He was from the continent of Africa. I don't remember which country. Doesn't matter. He suggested that Valentine's Day is not just to celebrate romantic love, but to, and this is the money quote now, spread the love around. And I think that comment said probably closer to 35 years ago is what has stuck in my mind and helped me to accept a lot of other things that I happen to believe are true now about the connectedness of humans to one another, and that I don't think we share a consciousness. I think that we can tap into the same one. Um, it's like if you want to, you can make some jello. And after the jello firms up, you can put I don't know, a raisin, a walnut, just whatever, some sort of solid, and use your finger to push it down into the jello and let it go. And what you see there then is a visual representation of how I happen to understand human consciousness. That there's a little when you withdraw your finger from the jello, it leaves a little trail behind. And that trail is your connection to the shared consciousness. All the things you need to survive as an independent being are in that thing that got pushed into the jello, but you're connected. And you can ignore the connection, it won't interfere with your life. But there's a number of things that will happen in your life that make it difficult to explain, like how you can think about the thought of somebody you haven't thought about in a long time will come to your mind, and you'll contact that person saying, "Oh, hey, it was weird. I was sitting in a meeting, and all of a sudden I thought about you." And that person will say, "Oh my gosh, today I was sitting in my own meeting and I thought about you." Now, it's not because you had, and I wouldn't suggest that it's because the two of you have a particular specific interpersonal connection, but the conduit connected you. That's anyway. That's how I see it. And if you're able to, I imagine there's a way for you to channel that conduit on demand. There's a guy, and I don't want to slander the guy because I don't think that what I'm suggesting is exactly what he's suggesting in his book. But a guy named Sean Webb talks about the human mind and talks about the capabilities of the human mind and how you're able to perceive things in ways that are not quantifiable. Technically, you're not able to measure them, control them, explain them adequately, but you can. So, in a similar vein, that's how I see it. Is that I think that we have as human beings, it's like an invisible wire. And it goes back to the central consciousness. And, like I said, you don't have to behave to the central consciousness, but it's there. And if you're open to it, sometimes it'll let you see through that invisible wire. That's what makes sense to me. Anyway, spread the love around. Be a good citizen. Help people nearby who need help. Be kind to people that you encounter. Spread the love around. Love you. Bye.